My state needs to go ahead and exercise its right to go ahead and get rid of David. This autopsy is insane. And don't worry, we're going to go over the two freaking pages that we see with the body on there, but we're going to get this part done. Celeste Rivas, medical examiner, says was killed by two penetrating wounds. Celeste Rivas' cause of death has just been revealed, and the medical examiner in Los Angeles says she was killed by multiple penetrating injuries with unspecified objects, and her death was ruled a homicide. The medical examiner says there are two penetrating wounds of the torso with smooth edges that may represent sharp force injuries. The wound about 3/4 inch length and 1.5 inches deep. On the upper abdomen penetrates the liver, and the wound on the left chest, 9/16 inch length and 2 inches deep, penetrates one of the left intercostal spaces with disruption of the adjacent ribs, cortical surfaces. It's interesting that the medical examiner uses the word may, which is something the defense will jump on. It also should be noted that the medical examiner says there were multiple superficial linear abrasions on the right dorsal hand. It does not say whether or not these could be defensive wounds, which it definitely sounds like. The medical examiner also says that her left ring and pinky fingers were amputated, but the body diagram shows that her right pointer finger with the tattoo was intact, which is insane because you would think if you were going through that type of shit that you would actually cut that off. This will also be an interesting issue at trial. The autopsy report says there was a presumptive positive for methamphetamine and MDMA, but there was another screening, which says the methamphetamine was inconclusive and the MDMA was not detected. The report says Celeste may have had alcohol in her system, but it did not contribute to her death. Her body was badly decomposed. Her head was partially skeletonized with an absent left eye. Shit. Her remains were found in a black body bag and a black trash bag in David's Tesla. The medical examiner also confirms what we were told last week by a high-ranking source in the Los Angeles Police Department. Celeste's manner of death is homicide. Prosecutors allege David murdered Celeste with a sharp instrument on April 23rd, 2025, and then waited a couple of weeks to cut her body and stuff it in two bags. He then allegedly kept the bags in his Tesla front trunk for 4 months until they were discovered in September 2025 after the car was towed by a tow yard. He didn't even freeze the body. Wow. Cops say the state of the body when found made it difficult for the medical examiner to figure out the cause and the manner of death. The body was severely decomposed. David pled not guilty Monday after being charged with one count of murder, continuous abuse of a child under the age of 14, and unlawful mutilation of human remains. It's the day that a lot of people don't know how to spell. It's Wednesday, aka Wednesday, meaning that QR code or that link in the description, that's going to help y'all do what? Get 10 in your account and get to running it up, man. Free cash is Seti Nash. We actually know what y'all need to do. I guess y'all need to play solitaire. I'm finding out solitaire is where it's at, bro. So, yeah, man. Free cash is Seti Nash, man. They said they're going to put 10 in your account. Get to playing today and get paid. You feel me? So what we're looking at right here is like a drawing of the body where the doctors marked everything they saw. So they wrote down spots where the body was damaged and marked how big and how deep those spots were, like small ones on the chest and a bigger one near the head. They also said the head was not in normal condition anymore. And they noted things like hair and that there was medical hardware already inside the body. Then they marked more spots on the shoulders, stomach, and legs, showing the damage was in different places. So on the back, they wrote there were many more spots and long scrape marks. The report confirms at least 5 separate areas of damage, with even more noted but not fully counted. But according to the medical examiner, only 2 of those wounds actually caused her death. Both of them penetrating injuries to the torso. Altogether, this paper is just showing every place on the body where something happened, while the full report explains the injuries were fatal. But I want to pull up this image for y'all right here. Those 2 wounds mean something sharp went into the body deep enough to hit important organs, which is why they were called the cause of death. One was in the upper abdomen and went in about 1.5 inches, reaching the liver, which is an area that can lead to serious internal bleeding. The other one was on the left side of the chest, going about 2 inches deep between the ribs, close to vital areas involving breathing. So from the outside, both wounds could have looked small, but the real danger was how deep they went inside. That's why, even though there were multiple areas of damage on the body, those two were the ones that caused the most critical internal harm. So, with injuries like those, the body would have gone through serious internal stress very quickly. A deep injury to the abdomen can lead to heavy internal bleeding, while a penetrating injury to the chest can interfere with normal breathing and the body's ability to function. So, as those systems are affected, the body struggles to maintain oxygen and circulation, which are both critical for survival. Even if the outside wounds don't look large, the internal impact can be severe, and the combination of those two injuries will put the body under extreme strain in a short amount of time. It's basically like she's struggling to breathe while feeling all that blood go inside of her, bro. Like, this is insane. So she could have bled out in minutes or the longest in 30 minutes. You just imagine what's going through a 14-year-old's head with this dude that was your protector, I'm assuming. I've never been a woman and I've never been in that situation ever. So I don't know, but I would just imagine, bro, just what the hell is going through your head? Like what, like all the mistakes, all the dreams, all the promises that he more than likely, you know, gave you and all that shit. And I wonder in her dying minutes, if she thought, damn, bro, I wish I would have listened. Damn, how could you do me this way? Or damn, I should have never said anything. Because you had to, people who don't understand, when you are threatened with jail time and, dare I say, reputational harm, she must have thought, oh, I'm finna go in there and threaten him and do all this shit. Because, like I said, we seen that video of him or pictures of him giving away money and all that. That's what it looked like around her freaking, what's the name? Around her area where she stayed at. And I had put this post on Twitter and I said, bruh, David shouldn't be arrested. And I left it like that because I knew certain idiots who didn't watch videos would say dumb shit. But he shouldn't. The parents need to go as well because you're obligated. Literally, I'd have to look this up, but on a missing child report, when you are a parent and your kid shows up and disappear, you have to come and contact the damn police. So I'm looking it up, and they got penal code, California Penal Code, child endangerment 273A, and then contributing to the delinquency of a minor penal code 272, interference or obstruction, and that's case dependent right there. It's three charges that I could put on him, and I damn near could win that one because there's a whole video. Once again, it's one of those things where I think parents should be held responsible too. Because that little girl left home, left the safety of her home. From what they're reporting, had a father and a mother. Do you know how bad of a parent and how trash of a parent you have to be, or how bad circumstances have to be? Whichever one, I don't know if it applies here. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. But in my mind, how I see it is, how bad is home that you want to leave? Now, some of y'all will say some shit like this because we used to say growing up, oh, she was fast and all that shit and everything. And allegedly she was. Allegedly there was text that she was engaging in intercourse as a youngin' and all that shit and everything. But I would ask a lot of you ladies, right? Didn't y'all do this shit? Some of you fellas, wasn't y'all hitting shit young as well too? You know, so be careful with the hand that you judge, because if we judge your past, we may deem you a sinner as well and even more guilty because you got away with it. I just feel bad, bruh. And I think the worst needs to happen to this dude if he's guilty, if he did this. We always have to say if. But it seems like they have it. And the fact that they said the damn body was in there for months. How did y'all, like, you know, There was a video that happened, and Trapler Ross will probably pull this one up. There was a video where they were complaining about a stench, about a smell, that obviously the freaking Tesla had to have been in a garage or something. Like, to me, why wasn't the body stinking? Just my scientific mind just can't accept what reality is given to me. Like, bro, that body should have been stinking. But maybe the bags just concealed it just enough. I don't know, bro. Like, Lord, I don't know. And shout out to the private detective. Like, he found out that David basically was planning on burning up the body and just doing it that way. And hindsight, not trying to sound evil and nothing, he should have. If you was going to try to murder this little girl and get away with it, you should have burnt the body up. You had a fake furnace. But then again, charcoal flesh smells disgusting. That shit, I've smelled a burning, probably shouldn't say that. I can, so it is what it is. I smelled the burning body before, and bruh, hell nah, that shit is gut wrenching. It's human flesh burning smells so damn different than what y'all know, bro. So I don't know, man. Just golly, I feel bad for that little girl, bro. Like, I really, really freaking feel bad for that little girl because this shouldn't have happened, man. None of this should have happened. Not this way, bro. Not at all. Not to anybody. Not to the only way you should be able to be done like that is if somebody actually freaking if somebody deserved it, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you clearly are getting messed up by somebody and all this shit and everything, and then you deserve it. But I don't know, man. I'm just rambling at this point. Click right here, though, to see how Ben 10 decided to show his face without the neck brace. Some people are arguing these videos are actually old. I don't know, bro. I find that hard to believe. But click right here for that video, or click right here for the playlist. I'll catch you on the next one. Reload it.